Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome to part 56 of our Neil Robertson pro career on Snooker 19. And today it is time for the quarter-final of the last part of the Home Nation series, the Welsh Open. And today we are facing, and for the second time in this series, Jack Lazowski. Now I had to go back into the archives to see if I'd faced Lazowski before, and we did, back on part 23. In the third round of the Oppo International Championship. We beat him by 3 frames to 1. A result similar to that wouldn't be all that bad today. But last episode we did beat Joe Perry by 3 frames to 1. We've had quite a pattern here of playing players that we've never played before. So Jack Lazowski is the first repeat meet in this season. But we've done really well to get to this stage, I think. Obviously the the German Masters was the first tournament where we moved up the difficulty. And it will be 2 quarterfinals in a row. As you can see, we got to the Coral World Grand Prix quarterfinal. But it would be great, particularly in the last Home Nation series. I know that Robertson's an Aussie and not a Brit, but still, these Home Nation series mean a lot. And to get further in the quarterfinal would be absolutely fantastic. Plus the fact, if he doesn't want the recognition in England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, we get a bit of prize money out of it as well. As you can see, there's potential that we could well catch up to Mark Allen, given a few good tournaments. And of course, if we perform particularly well in the World Championships, then our ranking could be really, really accelerated. Just check all the difficulties correct, as it is, and let's get into this quarter-final match. Now, I know I say this a lot, but I will repeat these sentiments. It's absolutely fantastic to see that after 55 parts, of course it's been the 56th, that you guys are still really enjoying this series. It means a lot to me that you guys are in your numbers. There's probably over 100 of you viewing every one of these videos, which for me is really unprecedented territory, particularly this far into a series. So I'd just like to thank you for that, and your continued support is massively appreciated by me as we come to the closing stages. We're a long way off yet, unless we completely curl over and die now to the end of this series, because of course we have got a few tournaments left. I'm sure we'll play perfectly well on all of those, but this series will come to an end after this season of snooker. I just haven't got the I wouldn't say dedication, but I think to play another season with Neil Robertson would be a little bit too samey. So we might have another Snooker 19 series, depending on what you guys want to see. Might have a Rising Star career, maybe a little bit more of an online career, perhaps. We'll have to see how we get, how we do, and we'll have to see what we do with that. We've got a nice start here, but we're not going to fall into the same trap. We are going to take the starter on, but we're going to come straight back up the table, because we do fall into the trap sometimes of getting those starters, playing them a little bit too soft, and then as a result getting stuck down the bottom of the table. But yellow to middle, I think, is a good idea here. Get behind this red, as you can see, and hopefully pull off a bit of a long pot. But of course, we've got to get the yellow first, which I'm struggling to see the angle a little bit here. This is just me making excuses when we miss. But that looks fairly good in terms of its trajectory, and it is a little bit loose on that red, but there are plenty of options. So we've had a good start here. Again, play over a little bit top, get round the few reds that are blocking. And we're not doing too badly so far. Of course, that match against Joe Perry we had last time, I really enjoyed that, purely because it was so different to what we usually play. We usually play quite aggressive snooker. And on that match, we were forced to play a lot of safety, which is something I'm not that accustomed to, I could be completely honest. I'm certainly not accustomed to playing it very well. You all know that, those of you who watch regularly. But I feel that match did improve my safety to some extent. It was definitely a good experience against Joe Perry, and he played very well. He was, oh Jesus Christ, what has happened to Jack Lazowski? I think he's had that face-up treatment, hasn't he? Jesus, that looks awful. But we're not going to quite open up the reds just yet. Play it nice and soft, and hopefully get to this red along the cushion. We don't need to start having big splits yet. There's still plenty of time available for that sort of thing. But I think this one could be a good day. I'm feeling good about this. I am feeling good about this match. And of course, it's the big stages now, so you've got to prove yourself. Quarterfinals, last 8. And I think we've been given a healthy draw here, really, against Mr. Lazowski. Not to say that he's incapable, but of course, it's a better draw than you might have with someone like Ronnie, for example. Just trying to get this screw back exactly right. Just leave a red on. That should be okay. A little bit tighter than I'd have liked, but again, it should be okay. There's a few options here. Just check this red does go. I'm sure it does. Yeah, there's more than enough space. A little bit of a problem after this, but I think we should be okay. There we go, nice pot. Don't think the black quite goes, unfortunately, here. I'll have a look.
21.
I'll give it a... Oh, no, it does. That's a nice surprise. But it's going to be a little bit tricky to play now, isn't it? We can't really guide the cue ball anywhere unless we play with some right-hand side, but that just ends up really confusing. So, let's just consider this for a minute. The black might not be the best option. Certainly for the continuity of the break, put it that way.
Well, he's looked at a number of options here.
Just check. If we play this sort of by the blue, if we play it there, yes, the red should be fine. Just check we're accurate with the pot. If we're not accurate with the pot, there's no such point playing the blue.
Oh, what a shot that is.
Sometimes it's just all about a little bit of thought, and that shot might be a little bit thin, but actually it's okay. But now we're going to have to play something that opens up these reds. Let's have a look at our options. It wasn't the best shot there, I'll admit. Right, we can either get to the top of the table, but that's awkward in terms of screw back. Although, that being said, there is this one red that hangs out a little bit. So, that might be an idea. Just got to get this right, though. It's a little bit more of a challenge than the other shot that we played. A little bit more of an awkward angle, but we're going to go for it anyway. And there we go. We've been paid our dues there. Good pot, and we've started this well. Not giving Lazowski a chance yet, but of course it's not that big of a break. We've not won the frame by any stretch yet. Just going to play this on and set it up decently for the black.
33.
But then I think we might have to be forced to play a safety. It wasn't the best shot from us there. I'll completely hold my hands up to that. Even if we play with top, I don't really think we're going to get back to the bulk here. Not to the bulk, sorry, just to the... We're not going to be able to hit the reds. We'll set ourselves up decently nicely, though. Decently nicely, interesting. Yeah, we'll just set ourselves up for a safety. I'm well aware it was a poor positional shot, but because we didn't open up the reds earlier, we've come to this mistake now. It's something that happens, but a decent break to start us off. Lazowski's going to have a go, but we've not really left much on, of course. But a break of 40. Certainly a decent start to the match. A few pots, and we're certainly in a better position than Lazowski in this frame. But it is still completely wide open. Nice safety there from Jack. Yep, the crowd like that one.
Excellent safety shot.
So we'll just play it down the table. And bring it back up again. Just getting a nice thin nick. Unfortunately that does cannon onto one or two other reds. But hopefully we'll be safe. I always say there's always a gap, but fingers crossed on this occasion there isn't. I think there is, actually. Just the way it goes. Just the way it goes. It's whether from here, he's got to pot this first, of course, which he does. It's whether from here he can produce a good break and steal the frame from us. Ultimately, of course, 40 is more than catchable. But he's still got to get a few reds. Some frames it just doesn't happen. We made the decision not to... Ooh, that's... Could be an end of break already. Just the black being a little bit awkward there. And he's actually just tried to play that by the black. And has actually got a pretty good snooker there. So fair play to him. But, yeah, we'll see how we get on out of this. Just want to play this nice and soft. If we give away a few points as fouls, it doesn't really matter.
We'll be looking at the easiest escape route here.
Oh, that's a little bit too hard. Does that open up potential pot? Yeah, it does. Just a little bit hard. But not the worst thing ever. To be fair, he played a snooker, got it, and fair dues to him, he did well there. But he's still a long way behind. Still 28 points behind. And there's only 4 reds left on the table. It's a little bit tricky. He's going to play the black. Okay. Position not the best, though. He has to admit that. I mean, he'll get the red to the middle, I would guess. The one that he's at sort of a... I mean, I'm cracking my angles. Probably about a 45-degree angle at that one, yep. But these three reds is going to need a little bit of positional work. It's not going to be a case of just smash and grab, pot the black, and it's not going to be easy to get these. But that's a nice positional shot. But ultimately, he's still 13 points behind. We've seen players make mistakes at this point before. And if he does make a mistake, we know exactly what we've got to do.
This pot into the right corner.
We've got to utilise our potential and get the first frame. Jack Lazowski, definitely a player who hasn't realised his potential just yet in real life. Got knocked out of too many big tournaments at too early stages. And Robertson himself, was it in the... Ooh, what was it now? Was it the China Open? I feel like it was the China Open. And he played... this match happened in real life, and Robbo absolutely battered him. Sort of the kind of score of about 9 frames to 1. Now that is could be a clanger. Yeah, it is. He's just got it behind the pink. Luckily, you can see the red for his own cause, but he's got away with that, I think. Wow. Oh, he hasn't quite got away with it, but ultimately he will. Because what are we supposed to do? We play up to it, I think. Just hope we don't give him an angle. And that is not bad at all. He can try for the pot there, but fair play to him if he gets it. No, he's missed it, but has he left it safe? Probably. Yeah, just a safety shot for us. It's very tight though now. 41 points is what Jack scored, so every shot matters. One bad shot leaves the other player in, of course. Gone a little bit further than I would have liked, but you never know. With it being so far up the table, we could have got a snooker. But I don't think we have. I think you can see that ball. But it was a good safety nonetheless. Okay, so he's played it back to a similar position. But we can definitely see that, so that's not a very good shot from him.
This isn't easy.
But this will level the points again. A little bit further to the right, you'd have seen it wouldn't have got past the blue. But of course, we're on the colours now, so we might as well play the blue and then set up for the yellow. Makes sense. Got to get the position just right. No point playing this sort of shot if you're not going to get the position right.
You'll need to strike the cue ball very true here.
And that's a really nice blue. We had to play that hard just to get through to the yellow. And that wasn't it's not the best position, but we'll take it.
So this pot's into the right.
It's always setting up for the green. I find quite hard. Oh, that's could be a bit wide. Oh, it's gone though. We've potted it.
He's lost position here.
Yeah, we have lost position a bit, but we're going to have to go for it. It's not ridiculous to say this could go in.
This is tough.
It is tough.
That's really close.
We missed it.
Not quite close enough.
That's a pity. That could give Lazowski the frame, potentially. One mistake. That's all it takes. Not the best position, but this will level him up. If he gets the brown. And I doubt he's going to miss these 3 balls now. All he needs is the blue and the pink. Straight pot on a pink. Okay, there's a bit of pressure, but he should get to that. Which he does. And Jack Lazowski takes frame 1. Wow, that's an interesting one. And now it's us to make the second break.
And the first frame, Jack Lazowski.
And that is the frame.
Here we are then for the break in the second frame. Apologies about that interruption. I had a text message saying, bring back Jennings for the cricket. Oh dear. Yeah. Let's not talk about the cricket. 36 for 3 we fell to. Oh dear. That's a pretty handy break. That's probably our best break we've made in a long time. And he has given us a little bit of a chance here. I think we might as well go for it. Oh, we've missed it. And we've opened up the reds. Oh. That wasn't very much a calculated risk, was it really? That was silly. Because he could quite conceivably, off the back of that, even though we made a pretty good break, he could quite conceivably clear up from here. Silly that was. Well, we'll have to see. I just hope it doesn't turn into a Brissell-esque match where we get whooped. I know someone said in the comments there are games you just aren't in. That's absolutely right. But it would be a shame to get to the quarter-final again and then lose. But we'll see how we get on. It's not all over yet. the end of the day, he's only made 2 reds, 2 blues so far. There's plenty of reds available. It's only one mistake he needs to make and we could take back control. But ultimately, that's the problem with these 5-frame games. If as soon as you go 1 frame down, you feel a little bit under pressure.
He's taking the red on.
Because 1 mistake like we've made there could lead to 2, and then of course it can very easily be 3, and that's the end of the match.
Very good here. He's played that very
So I hope he doesn't win this frame, because that puts a lot of pressure on us. Equally, I suppose, that pressure sometimes just makes us play a lot better. There have been a lot of times where we've not been at our best in the first 2 frames of a match, and then come back fighting in the 3rd, 4th and 5th and won the match 3-2. But we'll have to see how we get on today. We'll see if it does come to that. I certainly hope it doesn't. But let's see how he controls this break, whether he cleans up.
27.
There aren't actually that many reds out in the open now, are there, for a pot? Certainly not in terms of an easy position. This one's missable, I think. He'll probably pot it, but it's definitely missable. I mean, I was on about the red there. I don't know what I was on about. I thought, oh, he's on a red. No, he's on a colour. I do know the rules, trust me. Does this black go? No, he's going for... Oh, I'm half asleep. Colour now, colour. Deary me. Right, he'll go for the blue, I would guess, and try and open the pack. If he does, and it goes well, we can say bye-bye to this 2nd frame. Not too hard, though. That wasn't fantastic. Well played, apparently. Right, okay. No more than me, then. There's obviously a few opportunities, but nothing that's concrete. That just went past the pink. I didn't think it would, then. Very tight. Is he going to have another go at this blue?
42.
He's keeping it very caged in. He's not playing anything stupid, which is fair enough. But there is going to come a stage where he needs to open up those red. That was pretty close to the middle pocket, wasn't it?
Good for a colour.
43.
But ultimately, especially if he plays a few more shots, if he doesn't muck up now,
48.
it's going to be the frame. And even if he does muck up, it's going to be a long way for us to come back, particularly with how things are positioned. He'll play this one to the middle. The one by the black, I'm guessing, is open, and the one that's out on the right near the middle pocket.
Pace is critical.
But those 4 that he's actually now split, which pretty much marks an end to the frame. I just hope he doesn't clean up the whole table, because that just doesn't leave us in a good way going into frame 3.
52.
Very strong shot.
53. 58.
He doesn't need much more now for the frame. It proves that after that really poor shot we had, we tried the red, we fancied it, played it too hard, unfortunately it reacted, went into the pack. And fair enough to Lazowski, he's used that. And I think with a blue and a red, he'll win the frame.
64.
Having to think about this. It's fairly obvious he'd play that.
65.
Let's see if he makes a ton, eh? I hope he doesn't for momentum reasons, but if he does, fair play to him. No, that's all he's doing. And to be quite honest, there's no point playing on. Let's forget that. Let's forget those first 2 frames ever happened, quite frankly. And let's go and win the next 3. Would be a real shame to go out at this point, but being 2 frames behind, it's tough. Every shot matters now.
At the moment, this lead is developing nicely.
Thank you. The 3rd frame. Jack Lazowski.
And true to form, he's not really left anything on. If we had a 2-0 lead, I might play that, but not today. No way. Nice and soft here. I think the problem we do make sometimes, or the mistake we make rather, is that, we got away with that in that we actually hit it, but we do tend to play those shots a little bit hard sometimes so that it doesn't go there, it kind of comes to the middle of the table, which gives him a chance.
He won't want to underhit this shot.
Is he going for the pot here? He bloody is.
1.
Well, he's made it. Fair play. We couldn't have done anything to stop that, and
You'll be unlucky if he's not anything here.
wow. Wow. There are some games where you are just not hitting it. Fair play to Lazowski. We didn't really give him much of a chance at the start of the match. I said, well, it's a good draw to have at a quarter-final stage. Could be worse, but Jack Lazowski's proved why my thinking's wrong. Of course, it's not all over yet, granted, but the way he started this frame has been very, very positive.
23.
He's opened up the reds. There's opportunities. Of course, there's chances for further splits. He's got to work at this a bit, but this could be a match-winning break.
Play this softly.
And great for Jack Lazowski if he makes it into the semi-final. Equally, a little bit like Brissell at the World Grand Prix. If he does go through, I hope he wins it. It's somebody else to win the competitions. It's certainly a break from seeing Mark Selby on the winning comp.
31.
But it's not all over yet. He can make a mistake. Just have to see if he does.
39.
But I'm not going to say anything negative now. I'm just going to let it roll. Again, let's not be negative. Not over till it's over, is it?
It's half a chance, but
What's he going for here? Pink to the top. That looks pretty decent. Yeah, bang on. Fantastic. Great pot.
That's great cue ball
Very good.
control. Excellent position.
There should be a 50 break here, I'd expect. Particularly with a colour. Might choose to play one of the bulk colours. Yep, not a surprise. That's a 51 break.
51.
A little bit of a loose shot. That's going to be a little bit tricky. But it's there.
Shot with the rest. Not easy at all.
52.
And amazing. It was a brilliant pot to start him off. Credit to him. I didn't quite think he'd make that, but he did.
That's an unforced error.
Ooh, yes, that is an error. He's made a big mistake there, unless he gets a lucky one. And through his frustration, he might have given us a bit of an opportunity. Well, we might as well play. We might as well give it a go. See how we get on. Because this frame's not over yet. Still plenty of reds to go. He just over-positioned that and got trapped, basically. It's a nice red. Nice black. I don't know what I'm on today. Deary me. It's a funny coloured red. Right. Play this one. And then get back up to bulk. Or not. But at least the blue's open. I don't fancy playing the black at that sort of angle. Particularly knowing that any shot could be our last. Let's try and set this up for this red. That's what I'm trying to do.
He's an expert long potter.
This could be
and he's
tricky.
taking this on.
But it's there. Don't hit the pink.
Trademark long pot there.
And that'll do for that red. Nice stuff. Just about right. Any softer, we'd have been in trouble then. Position is going to be tough here. Just have to try and get it close to the cushion, I suppose.
He's lining this up into the right middle pocket.
And that's a nice pot. Don't bounce off to... Actually, it can, because there's a little bit of leeway between the cushion
20.
and those two reds. That's pretty decent. I think I'll take that. This black should go, shouldn't it, the other end? Yeah. It's a nice shot. We could have a chance here, bringing this back to 2-1.
21.
Only problem is, what do we play now? Again, I don't like playing with side particularly. Of course, trying to make position for the red. It's fairly obvious. But the angle we're playing this at is going to be tricky. I'm just going to have to play the black, unfortunately. And see what comes of it. Which is no position at all. But we can play a safety.
Finished in a great position, that's for sure.
28.
There wasn't much more we could have done there. Oh, it's hit the black. Ooh, that was a mistake. But I think these two reds cover it.
Robertson, 28.
So I think we're okay. It is a bit of a danger of who plays the best safety now, but he's actually left a gap,
Relatively easy.
and he won't be happy with that. Could have mopped up the match, but now he can't. Not for now, anyway.
1.
And that's actually done us a massive favour by opening up those 2 reds. So he will be gutted with that. Most certainly. Only pity is the black's not in its normal spot, so we can't play with that finesse round the black. But it's okay, because we can play for this red, screw back up and get that black.
This should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is straightforward. And as I said, there was no point getting gloomy. We won't play the blacks. I just don't quite like that position, to be quite honest. Having to bring it back, I'd rather play this sort of shot. And that should be fine. But there was no point getting gloomy. There was always a chance he was going to muck it up, and he did. So, but of course, though, this frame's not over yet. We've got to clean up the colours. It was a pretty healthy break that he made, so
13.
I said we've got to clean up here. We are still 13 behind, so this means with the black, and with the colours now on, that's not the best. We are 6 behind, we've 27 to play for.
Just the colours to go.
Give this a go. There we go, it's a nice pot. Hopefully don't snooker ourselves on the green.
22.
That would be a stinker. No, we're okay, good.
He's aiming to sink this into the right corner.
Now it's just a case of something we've done plenty of times before.
That's a beauty.
25.
And with this, for the first time in the frame, we will go
Opportunity, this.
to the front.
Well, he's fought his way back into this frame, and he's on a real roll here.
Great
A
opportunity.
little bit long, but again, we can play a long pot on the blue.
If he can win the frame from here.
29.
Are they moaning about something as usual? I'd have folds down for that.
Yes,
Having a
he's
whinge
taken
at our
the pot.
play. Tricky pot, but it's makeable.
That's a fabulous pot.
He'll be happy with that.
And with the pink, we will start our potential comeback,
That's a great
which
pot.
we've got.
And that
Probably not enough on it to challenge for the black, but it didn't matter, it didn't need the black.
40.
We can go for the black. No harm in it.
Well, it goes. Half a chance.
And we got it, and that rounds off particularly good frame. As I said, we were all gloomy. Oh, we've lost it now. But there was no need to be. Can we start a fight back?
And the frame, Neil Robertson.
Good break of 47 there. And it's not quite going to be a whitewash.
Thank you.
The score is 2-1.
Neil Robertson to break.
Of course, that now means we need to win both of the remaining frames. That's not a bad break. Pretty handy. It's just going to be a safety for Jack. Ooh. Well, that wasn't the best safety, was it? Now, I am sure these are going to go in. That's why I'm playing it at a bit of pace. This has got to go. Which it has. And, oh, it's that age-old problem, isn't it?
1.
Well, we can play a bit of a shot for nothing on the black. Which is actually... Oh, I thought it was there.
Quite.
But luckily... Ooh, yeah, luckily we're safe, I think. It'd be pretty daring to play either the red next to the black or the red on this top cushion. Sorry, the bulk cushion.
Great shot.
So luckily we get out of jail free a little bit there. Ooh, where's that cue ball? Where is that cue ball? It's safe, I think. Just all about how it reacts with the cushion, and we're fine. But that red is hanging out. No, he's not interested. Has he left it hanging out? No. So good safety there. Play this one on the bottom. It's not going to harm anything, especially the reds around it. Might well open it up for a pop, but we've kept it tight to the cushion here. So it's going to be a little bit tricky. But there might be a route through, we'll have to see.
This is an intriguing.
There is a route through, but he's playing a safety on it. Either that or he's got the pot completely wrong. Oh dear. Just play a safety on that again. This ball being used a lot more than anything else at the moment. But luckily that one red up bulk isn't too much of a danger. But now, play that a little bit hard. And there is a chance of a long red.
Very tricky shot coming up.
But he's missed it. He's done what we did in the first frame. And now we've got a chance. Just focus now. To be quite frank, we might as well just give it a whack. To make sure we get it back up the table. And that was not too bad, but where's the ball going? Where's it going? Where's it going? Touch the cushion. Oh, I don't believe that. Oh, that's so unfortunate. We had the right intentions, but just a touch too hard. And we've gone in off. That's a real shame. Well, it was Lazowski's mistake, and he could well profit from it now. But, ooh, that's very close to the blue. He's going to have to play the green. Oh, I'm gutted about that, because we had a real chance there. And as I said, I think my intentions were right, getting out of that situation, not getting snookered by any of the reds. And a touch softer, and we'd still be on the table now. But albeit, we've made a mistake, it's now Lazowski's to lose. Oh, it's a lovely day out there. A little bit of breeze, luckily. I know I've turned into the weather reporter here, but Jack's taking so long on the shot, we might as well talk about the weather. Because there's nothing else positive to talk about when it comes to this match. But, as I said last frame, it's certainly never over. It's never over until 18. It's impossible. It's a real shame that was about that screw. Didn't quite work out right for us. But that hasn't really worked out right for Lazowski. And we have got a bit of a chance. I think we're going to have to take on a bit of an ambitious pot, personally. At this point, like I said, we might as well.
He's taking it on.
Because I don't think we'd get a ball safe. And it's there. Great pot. And that should be nicely back up for the blue. Yes, it should. Great. Right, we mucked up once. Let's make sure we don't make it a second.
Needs to take this chance.
Get those safe. Oh, I thought we were going to go in off again there. Goodness me.
6.
But this is fine.
He'll want this to drop
I've always said it's applied to us many times, but now it applies to Jack. You can't do anything from the chair.
An excellent pot.
7.
Ooh, unfortunately we can't play any screw back. Ooh, okay. Of course we are on the cushion, aren't we? Yeah. Ooh, that is a bit of a problem. Just play it and see what happens. Sometimes you can get a bit lucky. Touch the red. I mean, there's potting opportunity down the table, I can see. It's a bit tight. But it should still go. And there we go, it's a nice pot. And moves around the balls a bit, which is something that I don't mind. And the pink's a little bit tight, but it should still go to the middle pocket. It's unconventional, snooker, but it sometimes works. Now play some screw back. I want to get that red out of the way, the one up bulk, because that's just going to be an irritation for the whole frame. That's too much. That's a shame we can't get rid of that, but of course there is another option. Just too much risk at this point. It's not going to be the most high scoring of frames, that's fair to say, isn't it?
To the right corner. Tremendous pot.
There we go, a bit of praise. It's nice to see from the lads.
20.
Could got ourselves a bit of a pickle now. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, not the worst ever, so I'm not going to cut that out, but must be the warm weather.
Well, he's looking at potting this.
all my nerves for this match, one or the other. But despite that, we still made a good pot there. Touch that red on the cushion while we're there.
23.
Still got good position on a red, which is nice. Black a little bit out of play, unfortunately, because it's on the cushion, which is never great.
He's aiming to sink this into the right
But the
corner.
blue and the pink still well in play.
Beautifully done.
We might be looking at blue to top here, because we haven't quite screwed that back as much as I wanted to. And this, therefore, is a bit of a risky shot. But we'll take it on regardless.
He's playing for the right corner here.
Looks good to me. Yeah, we're not quite getting that bounce right to get on that cushion.
29.
Now, we've got to hope this red goes, which it doesn't. Ho ho ho. Okay. Okay. Just a safety here then. Play up to him. Because from there, as far as I'm concerned, you can't get to the other end of the table and perform a pot. And you certainly can't pop one of these at the bottom. Very cagey affair. Would you dare? Would you dare? I think I will dare. I've just got a hunch. And that hunch was clearly wrong.
Close, but he's missed it.
You've got to take a chance though from time to time. You make your own luck sometimes.
Well, he's looking at potting this into the right corner pocket.
And now he is back level in the game. We missed that, and that could be our last shot. But as I said, ultimately, you've got to take some chances sometimes. And your gut sometimes works. It looks like a brilliant pot. Sometimes it fails miserably.
7. 12.
The key's clearing up these two reds there now, in my view. And that's very nice for the black.
13. 20.
I think he can still get to the red, can he? Can he? I think he can. Yeah, he can. And as far as I'm concerned, it will be all over if he pots this black. Because of course,
21.
we would have to have a respot then.
28.
Only 27 left on the table. And he's potted the yellow. We could still get snookers, but let's find out. Was that ambitious pot our last of the match? It looks like it will be now. We beat Jack 3-1 in the Oppo International Championship. It looks like the result is going to be reversed here. That's a shame. 2 quarter-final exits in a row. But to be quite frank, Lazowski has deserved this. We only really got back in the 3rd frame because of quite a big mistake. And with this black and a break of 55... Yes, there we go. Jack Lazowski wins the game and goes through to the semi-final. That is a real shame, but something that just happens sometimes. And we have been beaten fair and square. Not going to get all grumpy about it. It's a shame. But, there we go. Jack Lazowski wins and progresses to the semi-final. As I said, best of luck to him in the tournament, but you can guarantee he won't win it. Now we will see who's been victorious in the tournament. Who's it going to be? The Welsh Open champ is... Anytime. Ronnie O'Sullivan. Judd Trump gets the High Break Award. Well, it's not Selby who's won it at least, eh? But, no, an interesting tournament. Again, not the best. We're going to ignore these championship leagues. I'm not fussed about those. Yeah. Just get forward to the next tournament, which, of course, is the Snooker Shootout. Now, I'm going to be doing all of these just in one video on Friday. That should be an exciting tournament. And then we really get to what is going to be the end of the season, really. We've got this, hold on, got this tournament, the Shootout. And then we've got Gibraltar, which I will play in. To try and get a decent result there. And the Tour Championship, the China Open, and then the Betfred World Championship. So unfortunately, another quarter-final exit. The rankings now look like this at the end of that tournament. Jack Lazowski still in 12th, unfortunately. No really big movement from any of these players, but yeah, an interesting one. But, as I said, next time out, we will have the Shootout, which should be a lot of fun. A different type of snooker. And we'll have that all in Friday's episode. Thank you very much for your company, folks, today. I've been TIJ Gavin, and until the next time, I will see you guys later on. Goodbye for now.